from the Sirius XM studios in New York City, it's Special Delivery with Sam and Dave. And now your hosts, Sam and Dave. Oh, man, another great intro.
Thank you, Rudolph.
Rudolph keeps making the same mistake.
Why?
It's live to tape again.
No, it's not.
Yeah, we're not.
No. We're in the studio live right now.
We are both in the studio, but nobody can hear us right now. But in an alternate, technically when they're hearing it, they can hear us.
Yeah, it's live.
To tape.
We're not to tape.
Live to tape.
Well, I say tape to live.
All right, we're taped to live here.
That's right.
In New York City. And Dave, what it is we've been doing the live to tape thing, tape to live thing.
Yeah.
For a while now. Too long.
Just a little bit too long, in my opinion.
Long enough that I've done that joke 7 times now. So
we really need to be on live.
Well, help me. That's the big deal because
what?
1 week from tonight.
Oh, really?
7 days from right now.
Yes.
Unless you're listening on Sunday because the show replays. We will be live on XM202, Sirius 197.
Yes.
The special delivery show.
Great.
Will be 9 p.m. to 12 a.m., December 20th.
All right.
All right, we can clap again for that.
Isn't it sad when you have to constantly clap for yourself?
Well, I mean, if we're excited, we're excited.
I know. I mean, and you can't quell enthusiasm.
Exactly. It's not something you can fake or anything. This is legit.
We're just unbridledly happy to be working for what a company, Sirius XM.
Sirius XM, give it up for those guys, huh?
And 197, channel 202.
Yeah.
I should probably say which ones.
Right.
Which. Channel Sirius 197, XM 20. Not finished. 2.
Yes. Why don't they have you doing all the imaging for this whole platform?
I don't know, because I obviously have a clear radio voice and a clear image genius about me.
We got our man P. Hickety on the 1s and 2s.
That's Pepper here. Don't clap for him.
Don't clap for him. No. He's not. It's not a.
He's really.
Okay, stop
He's clapping for himself. So that's
not us.
That was a cheap trick, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I mean, we're just excited that we're going to be live next week. Finally.
Now, Sam.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
People right now are probably listening to us. Why? Because they're driving to the ronfez.net Christmas party.
That's right. Which, are you going to be attending?
I am going as soon as we're done here, buddy.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
As soon as we're done here, I'm going right over to Blondie's between 92nd and 93rd on 2nd Avenue. That's the home of the ronfez.net Christmas party this year. So, listen, the party starts at 9. I see no reason to just stay in your cars until Sam and Dave are over.
Right.
You get out when the show's over. You'll be there at 9 flat. No one likes someone who's there creepily early is the way I call it.
And you got to understand, too, the celebrity presence at the party is what the party's all about.
Right.
You know Sam and Dave aren't going to be there until a little after 9 because that's when the show ends.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have your celebs. You're going to have your Ron Benningtons, your Fez Whatleys, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to have your Earl Douglases. I really went down the ladder too quickly. Sorry about that.
Who's next, Nico?
Weak on my part. But special delivery Sam and Dave is going to be here. You're going to get one half with me of the most bearded, beautiful radio shows of all time.
Exactly.
That's me.
That's
my
you.
Partner, one half of the most beautiful heads of hairs in the history of radio.
And the thing is, we will have
that's proven.
We will have a table set up, and for $15, you can come meet us and get a picture.
15?
Well, it's 25.
25
for the autograph and picture combo.
Exactly. Well, it's 25 for the autograph picture combo with both of us.
Right.
It's going to be 50.
50.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
They'll just be
25 per guy.
Take your pick. Okay, if you want Sam, fine, $25.
Yeah.
You want Davy Mac, $25. You want both, it's 50.
We'll give you a twofer for 50, and P. Hickety will be there with the Polaroid.
Wait, that's not much of a deal. We'll give you a twofer for 50. You're actually just multiplying.
And you still only get one picture. But it's a nice picture, and it's one you can keep forever.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the ronfez.net Christmas party. Those guys have been so good to us.
They're fantastic, aren't they?
But yeah, I've had an this Saturday night doing this, getting to go to the ronfez.net party will surely be much better than last Saturday night.
What happened?
Well, I would have loved to have been in here doing a nice show with you and following it up with a wonderful party.
You're so sweet, Sam. Here's some candy.
Thank you very much.
Here.
But instead, I did a wrestling show. Now, a lot of people don't know this. I'm a wrestling fan.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I love professional wrestling.
Hold on 1 second. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Of all time?
Yes.
I would have to say Bam Bam Bigelow.
I liked Zeus from No Holds
Yeah,
Barred.
of course.
That was my personal favorite.
Well, the way he would come at you and say, Zoo. Very intimidating.
Yeah.
Very intimidating. But yeah, I do independent wrestling shows every now and then. I don't make it a career of mine, but it's something I do for fun. I did one where I was a guest judge who interfered in the match. You know, I'll do a special appearance in the ring and get jumped by guys. Yeah, just fun little things. So I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm going to plug this wrestling organization. Pepper Hicks came to me today, and he was like, who was it, like Ring of Honor? And I was like, no, you have to understand where I'm at now in the pro wrestling world. Ring of Honor is a hoop dream.
Oh, jeez.
I hope I can get up that high
that's
one
not
day.
good.
But, so they contact me, and they're like, hey, we're doing a show in Yonkers, New York. We know you live in the Westchester area. It'd be real close for you, real easy drive. Why don't you come down, and we'd like to do something with you. And I go, okay, you know, that's fine. And I can already tell this is going to be a freebie.
Yeah.
Well, not what I'm getting paid for.
All right.
But I said, okay, yeah, I'll do it. You know, what do you want to use me for? And we were going back and forth a while. They didn't really give me a straight answer. And then at one point, they like, well, we kind of want to use you as like maybe a Bobby Heenan type. Like, we'll have you doing heel commentary, and then maybe right before a match, you'd excuse yourself and manage somebody.
I love it.
I love it. I go, okay, that sounds great. You know, and we're going back and forth again. And then right before, it kind of focuses just on the heel commentary.
Yeah.
Without the manager part.
Oh, no.
Which I would really prefer to, you know, get to manage somebody. But I was like, all right, you know, I'll do some heel commentary. And in my head, I'm going, they do play-by-play live? Why would you? I mean, it's not on television.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe just to get the feel. Maybe their aspirations are to go on TV, so they want to have it all in place.
And they want to get that energy pumping. Yeah, so I go, okay. And they've done a few shows already, so they've got their shtick worked out. They know what they're doing, I assume.
Okay.
And so I get there, and they've overbooked this show. Like, by that I mean way too many name guys on it. They've got, you know, all the old ECW guys, Balls Mahoney, Sabu, the Sandman.
Excuse me. Balls Mahoney was there?
Yeah, he sure was.
Can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
Balls Mahoney grew up 4 blocks from my parents' house.
You're effing kidding me.
I am very familiar with Mr. John Reckner, a.k.a. Balls Mahoney.
A.k.a. Santa Claus.
Is that the new thing?
No. He pulled that gimmick for a week in 1995. But yeah, Balls Mahoney was there.
Very good friends with him.
The hardcore chair swinging freak.
Yeah.
And
he's tremendous.
Sabu was there. The Sandman was advertised, but I'm sure he didn't show. And then they had the Iron Sheik.
This isn't such a bad league.
Kamala. The Ugandan giant himself.
He used to spit green stuff, right?
No, that was, well, several guys have done it, but Kamala was painted, and he had his belly all painted, and he wore a loincloth.
Didn't like him.
And he pinned guys on the wrong side, and his handler. It was very racist. He's very racist. He was just an African savage is what his character was.
I always found him to be exceedingly creepy.
Yeah, he was very creepy. And guys like that. They had, you know, Terry Runnels, who used to play Marlena in WWE.
Uh-huh.
She was there. And then a whole bunch of the local independent guys were there. And so I get there, and I went to the show locker room meeting thing where everybody, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm assuming somebody's going to tell me who's a heel.
All right.
Who am I rooting for here? Who's the bad guy that I'm supposed to be cheering for? Or am I just going to say, oh, the fans are booing this guy. He must be the guy that I like. Like, wait and see who's yelling at the little kids in the front row. And be, I like this guy. He's got a... And so they're there, and they're running down the matches for the night. First of all, this is going on at 6:45, and they say at 7 p.m. on the dot, we start our pre-show with these 3 matches. Then at 7:30 on the dot, our autograph signing. And then at 8 p.m. on the dot, and we start the show, and we're done at 11:15.
Right.
Including the 3 pre-match shows, they've booked 20 matches.
Jesus Christ.
20! Who's going to stick around for a main event after 20 matches and be energetic about being at this independent show?
Now, why would they book so many people? Why so many matches? Don't they have to pay the wrestlers?
Yes!
This is
They don't have to pay their play-by-play guys, though.
Yeah, this is a bad organization.
And so I've showed up, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's far too many. Like, why not just book 2 name guys and, have 3 matches around them and blah, blah, blah. You're done. You know what I mean? You're only, there's 200 people there, max. It's not like you're a big show. And so I was like, okay, well, this might be a long one. And my girlfriend was in the crowd with one of my friends. And we only got 1 comp ticket each, even though I wasn't even paid. So I made my friend pay the $15 to get in. And I was like, yeah, this might go. And I'm talking to the guys that have been there a while, and they're like, yeah, the longest this has ever gone is till 1:15 in the morning. I was like, no, that can't happen. And so at 7:25, I talked to my girlfriend to let her know, well, the pre-show is starting at 7 p.m. on the dot. And she goes, and I'm like,
7
you're like, you mean
to 1?
You mean we missed it? This is 7:25 p.m. I'm telling her this. So she's like, you mean we missed the pre-show? And I said, no, but it is starting at 7 p.m. on the dot. And she goes, Sam, it's 7:25. And I go, you don't understand. The pre-show is starting at 7 p.m. And so the pre-show starts around 7:45. Then I'm like, oh, well, maybe they just switched it without telling us. And they're going to do their autograph sign. They did that 7 to 7:45 was the signing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. They did the 3 matches, then they waited a half hour for the signing. Now, once they started the pre-show, I said, I'm sitting at the commentators table ringside thinking, oh, they must not want to film this for the DVD because there's no mics on this table. And so the pre-show is over, and that's when the signing is happening.
And
I asked somebody, where are the mics? What are we talking into? There was a banana on the table, but it wouldn't have done a thing.
Unless you like fruit.
Right. You go, oh, yeah, good question. And so the promoter's in the back somewhere. He's not coming out, I guess, because this question, I'm the first one to raise this question. Where are the mics? Why am I sitting here? And then they go, oh, yeah, okay. And one of the camera guys goes back and, we don't have any mics. I don't know. And I was like, what? What? And why ask me to come?
So what were you doing there?
Just sitting at the table. And then like, wait, we're going to see what we can do. I was like, okay. So they come out with 1 mic with an XLR cable attached to it, plugged into nothing, and he looks at me. The first time here, I'm primetime Sam Roberts.
Yeah, right.
I'm a somebody.
Yeah.
He looks at me.
You're well known.
And he says, what do you want to plug this into?
Ugh.
What am I? I'm not the tech group. What do I want to plug it into? And so I was like,
your ass.
I was like, preferably a mixing board with 2 other mics plugged into it. Preferably.
Your cock.
Yeah, and then the guy
either ass or cock. That's what I was.
Or pee hole.
Yeah.
If you could just plug it into your own pee hole, and I would be more than happy to do play-by-play for your balls.
XL cables aren't that small.
No. And so there you go. Oh, maybe we could plug it into the camera, which is just 2 guys walking around the ring with handy cams.
Okay.
Which is obviously a no-go. So he goes, yep, no-go. And he puts it down on the table. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sitting there like, what?
So this isn't a real league.
No.
This is just some half-assed bullshit.
And the other 2 guys are sitting there like, oh, okay, yeah. And I'm like, why would you just be like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, they're just saying okay to this. We're just happy to be at a wrestling show. And I'm like, no.
Who are the other 2 guys?
Well, one was like a guy who says, yeah, man, I've been in the business for 8 years. And he's just a kid. I don't know. And the other guy does mornings on Hot 97 in New York from 5 to 7 a.m.
Really?
And he's been doing the commentary for this league for months. For free. He said the first thing I got there, he's like, yeah, he doesn't even pay me. And then he goes, yeah, the guy could have used the mixing board that I let him borrow months ago that he never returned. But instead, not only did he not return it, he left it at his house.
This is ridiculous.
And he doesn't come out to apologize. And then these 2 are just sitting there going, okay, well, maybe we'll meet up at Pete's house and do it in post with the DVD of this thing. And I was like, well, why would you do that? You're doing it for free. You're not even upset. You're actually amongst yourselves trying to figure out a solution.
Oh, my Lord.
As opposed to just saying, fuck this guy, we're out of here. So what did I do?
I'm sure you handled it like a gentleman.
I did. I waited until the second match on the card. Once the match started, I stood up at the ringside table in front of all the fans, turned around, and just walked into the crowd. And the other 2 guys followed me. And so we just left the table and walked into the crowd and just turned our back on the matches.
Well, I mean, what were you? You couldn't have done anything.
I was like, what?
You might as well have done commentary from the 12th row.
Yeah.
It's the same people would have been doing the commentary.
I would have just been yelling.
You know what? On this one, I'm on your side.
I'm a somebody.
On this one, I'm on your side. Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Listen to me.
You're very small potatoes, but I'm still on your side.
Compared to the people I saw in that ring.
You're very much the opposite of a somebody.
People from coast to coast
very small.
are saying, what's up with primetime Sam Roberts' hair?
They're not saying that, though.
They are.
You're lying.
They're going from coast to coast
fine.
saying, this is a guy from Special Delivery Show.
Right. Whoa. Well, if they said that.
This is a guy from Special Delivery.
They said that.
This is primetime Sam Roberts.
If they said that, then we have an issue.
This is half of the hottest show on XM Satellite Radio, the hottest news show, I should say.
Yes.
On XM Satellite Radio, Sirius Satellite Radio.
I mean, if that's the angle that they took,
and you're
going to
pull this guy out of his house to sit at a table ringside
Wait,
and just
who's this
watch.
guy? Who's this guy?
That's primetime.
Well,
Sam Roberts.
that's very small guy.
Of the Special Delivery Show.
Whoa!
Of the Special Delivery Show.
Now we're
of the Opie and Anthony Show. You've even heard him on 50 States of Confusion with Ron and Fez, the Ron and Fez Show.
Who?
Special Delivery with Sam and Dave.
I love the second part of the name.
Yeah.
Special Delivery with Sam and who?
Dave.
Yeah! Wait, I love that. I love how that goes. Not a huge fan of the first part. Special Delivery with...
All right, well, Sam is a good part, too.
Okay.
But, I mean, I had actually had my friend and my girlfriend in the crowd with a still camera and a video camera.
Is that so?
To film me sitting at a table with nothing to broadcast to. And the promoter wouldn't even come out of the locker room.
You should have taken out your cell phone.
I did.
And then offered to sell him the 15-second clips of you commentating for a fucking $1 a clip.
You know what I decided I would do at first? They were filming the matches, so I decided to take out my phone and just start texting at ringside and not even looking at the ring.
That's awesome. That's like when I went to Les Claypool. Got my 15-second clip on my phone, baby.
Yeah?
I'll YouTube it, too, for you, Pepper. I know you couldn't see. It was Claypool and Buckethead rocking in Philly.
And you got that on your phone?
You want to talk about wrestling? How about a guitarist who wears a bucket on his head and a fucking Silence of the Lambs mask? Still don't understand it.
What's he? Slash got a lot of fame with that top hat. What if I pushed it all the way down, but made it a bucket?
Take it a little further.
Yeah.
That Buckethead is actually, he claims to be like from the planet Chicken Bucket or something, and that he was invented by a giant robot.
When you're in music, you don't have a gimmick, because like with wrestling, you need a gimmick, but at least you can leave the gimmick once you leave the show. Like with music, like people expect the people on the stage to be the same guys that you see off the stage.
And if you're in wrestling, I say don't have a gimmick in music unless you're the JYD, because you gotta grab them cakes.
Yeah, you gotta grab them. Or I mean, if the Birdman's in town, you gotta sing about it. Coco Beware. I always thought that it was weird that his name was Coco Beware. That's a fun name. Yeah.
But then his parrot's name was just Frankie.
Frankie the parrot.
It's like having you're in the circus, instead of, you have this giant elephant there, and you just call him
Ed.
Bill.
Yeah.
Ed. Hi, Ed. It's Ed the elephant.
Yeah. I'm Gozo Babozo the clown, and that's Ed.
And here's Jim, my sock puppet.
Yeah.
No, you gotta match it, pal.
What's really depressing? Coco Beware still travels on the wrestling circuit.
Yeah.
But with him is Frankie 2. And you know what that means. You know what happened to Frankie.
Frankie's dead?
The only saving grace of the whole night last Saturday at this wrestling show was I snuck this picture.
All right, let me see. Oh, no.
That's
Wait, hold on. Your phone just went off. Oh, here it is. That's Kamala.
Taking his flip-flops off in the locker room.
Looks like Kamala likes to shop at Banana Republic, which is actually quite appropriate now that I think about it.
Well, Kamala. Yeah. That seems like a racist joke.
No, it wasn't.
He came in with a denim jacket and everything. And then he was taking pictures with people, but he was wearing a track jacket. And I was like, who would want a picture of them with Kamala and Kamala in a track jacket?
I would.
Why?
How about that?
Kamala shouldn't have track jackets?
I don't know. Now, Sam, did you bring your peanut butter sandwich for David today?
No.
Now, Sam, by the way, let's just every so often, let's give him the old plug. Obviously, it's Special Delivery.
Yeah, you are listening to the Special Delivery Show
with Sam and Dave.
And we're going to be live. We're pre-taped this week. We're going to be live next week, next Saturday night.
That's the exciting thing. Next Saturday night.
9 to 12. It'll certainly be better than an indie wrestling show, especially this
Lordy.
shitty Yonkers show.
It has to be. It has to be. So it's XM 202, Sirius 197, Saturday, December 20th at 9. And right now, you should drive over to the ronfez.net party, Christmas party at Blondie's 2nd Avenue between 92nd and 93rd. I was going to say between 22nd and 93rd. That would have been, that's a big range right there.
Just look for it. You'll see it.
Basically, I'm saying it's somewhere on 2nd Avenue in New York. Find it. But so there you go. Them's the bolts. But the thing is, you promised me last week you were going to bring matching peanut butter sandwiches for me and you. No. And I said, yes, you did.
I didn't promise that. What happened was, in between you asking Earl for $10 and asking your intern for $15,
right?
You asked me for a sandwich.
Yeah.
And I said,
I know. I'm very poor.
Right. And I said, no, probably not. And then
I don't recall that. To me, it sounded like, absolutely, David, whatever you'd like. Well, after all, you're the star of the show.
I know, but that's the thing about you is you kind of ask questions and then shut off.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. I ask the question, don't really listen to the response. Just assume that my question will be answered to my liking.
Right, and it usually isn't. And then you come back
with confusion.
Right, because you're like, but you said, and I said, no, nobody said that.
That's a little problem. But see, the thing is, I had bought a huge gallon of milk. Mm-hmm. I was prepared to eat your peanut butter sandwich. I have my gigantic Slurpee cup. This is what I do at home. I have a huge, Incredible Hulk Slurpee cup. I believe it holds 1,000 ounces of fluid. I believe.
1,000
ounces?
It's
very big, is all I'm saying.
Now, a 20-ounce bottle is certainly more than enough for any person.
This holds 1 G's, baby. And so when I'm at home, all right, I love to just fill up the whole big gulp cup to the brim. Mm-hmm. And this way, I'm not making trip after trip after trip to the refrigerator because I do drink a lot of fluid. I hate to, I'm eating food and watching TV. Then I have to go up to the fridge again when my cup is out and pour in more liquid. No. So basically, we go through almost a gallon of milk every night, and it's due to me filling up my Incredible Hulk cup each night with dinner.
You pour... So it's dinner time, and you pour a gallon of milk into a giant mug.
Close to it, yeah. I mean, and that's the legit point. It's close to a gallon of milk that I pour into this Incredible Hulk big gulp cup. And here's the weird thing. A lot of times, Sammy, I don't even finish.
There's no... As a matter of fact, I'm going to say 100% of the time. You're not going to convince me on any planet that you have ever sat down for a meal and drank a full gallon of milk.
I have not done that.
No.
Good. You're very astute, aren't you, Sam?
Yes.
But the thing is, I don't want to keep getting back up to the fridge, and then I'm going to miss what happened to Rock a Love Charms Call.
By the way,
and why I just become Piper.
I will say about you saying Sam that way.
Yeah.
That is catching on, and fans think they can do it.
Sam.
And I guarantee you, all over the RonFez.net Christmas party, there's going to be people saying that. So thanks a lot for that.
That, of course, is my Shelley Long impression from Cheers, the way she used to pronounce Sam.
Yeah.
Sam Malone / Ted Danson.
Yeah.
But the thing is, her accent was totally fictitious. I mean, nowhere in New England do people talk like this, Sam. Yeah. And Sam! Oh, stop with the baseball game, gang at Cheers, and instead let's listen to some Dickens audio tapes that I have on my person.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't.
It's made up.
No, wait. Speaking of that, I mean, no one had a consistent fucking thing. Okay, Cliff Clavin was the only guy who sort of sounded like he was from Boston.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, where was Carla from? Brooklyn, Massachusetts? She had no...
It's like Kevin Costner and Robin Hood. Like, you just flipping accents, you're just doing whatever. You're just talking kind of funny, and you're like, oh yeah, Boston.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought you were going to say Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams.
Or Kevin Costner
Even that accent was bad, and that was an Iowa accent.
JFK? Kevin Costner?
Yeah. I'm Jim Garrison, goddammit.
But back to this peanut butter sandwich problem.
All right.
You're trying to steal, not borrow, but steal money from interns. If you drank if you poured out the amount of beverage that you were going to drink, you'd be saving money.
That's the problem, though. It's that I do waste a lot of the milk.
A gallon of milk costs nearly $3.
No, because we get the big thing at no, it's like $4 where I am.
$4.
In
Okay.
New Jersey.
So you're about $4 a night on milk, and
Yeah.
you're probably drinking a quarter of it.
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of the milk, but again, what am I supposed to do? Get up from the couch, go to the refrigerator like a fucking jerk.
No,
Or
you just pour a glass of milk and just have one glass.
I can't do that.
All right, then yes, then you wait for a commercial. What they do now is shows like your Rock of Love Charm School and stuff. They take what they call in the business station breaks, where
Yeah,
they play
can't-
commercials.
Can't do that. Can't do
And-
no, because
Oh, is your-
I have it on DVR,
And
so
you're-
I'm able to circumvent commercials.
Well, just don't circumvent one break.
You know what I call commercials? Also,
What?
I have a slang term for them.
What?
Advertisements.
Yeah,
That's like a little slang thing I do for it all the
that
time.
actually is cute. But is it just that your house is too big to get from the living room to the kitchen? It's just huge.
It's about 8 fucking feet, pal.
Okay,
If that's
okay.
if that's well, I don't
That's
know how.
small.
Yeah,
That's small, actually. That's a very small distance.
I don't know, what pair of track shoes you have to put on to be running back and forth. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm gonna run back and forth from the kitchen to the TV room all the time.
You could literally just do socks. It wouldn't take anything. You could do it in bare feet. 8 feet is a very small distance. You should be pouring one glass of milk, then if you need a second glass, pour half a glass during a commercial break, and then have enough milk. 1 gallon of milk could last up to 5 days. Could you imagine?
That's impossible for me. See, the one thing is, and people are gonna find this disgusting. I have milk with every meal when I'm at my house.
Well, I
not,
wish-
not in a restaurant. I'm not that retarded, but when I'm at my house, every meal gets milk. So we're including your pizzas. We're
Yeah.
including your spaghetti meatballs, your steaks, your pork chops. They're all getting milk, baby.
The pizza thing shouldn't happen, but I wish I could go back and forth with you a little better on that. But it's been established that I drink whole milk with at dinner every night.
Good for you. See, this is why we do get along.
Yeah.
You know.
But a gallon of milk lasts a while. I don't spend a lot of money on milk.
See,
You're wasting probably $20 a week.
Right, but I had noticed that a lot of people, they don't drink as much.
That's $80 a month.
Yeah, so $80 a month.
Could you use it?
$800 a year.
Dave, no, that's not correct at all.
800 times
12,
10.
not 10. 12. 12 months
They
in a
added
year.
2 more months.
Nope, always been that way. What would you do for $80?
What would I do for $80?
Yeah. Now, we're not actually going to have you do it.
I'll give you a hand job right now.
Exactly.
Partner.
Now, instead of giving me a hand job, wouldn't it be more pleasant to just stop pouring all your milk down the sink?
Yeah, but again, Sammy, and you should see how cute, because if you pour all the fluid up in the Incredible Hulk thing, his eyes turn green.
Now,
That's awesome.
who pours the milk that you don't drink out?
I do, when my wife's not looking.
Right. Okay, because she gets very upset.
Yeah. She said, you wasted a lot of milk.
Yeah.
You're taking money out of the houses, and
Everything.
basically she said...
I mean, you could buy your kid food.
And yeah, she always has this. This is her funny little joke. And she goes, you're starving your daughter.
Yeah.
And I go,
No, you are.
she goes, Juliana, David, has lost weight this past month.
That's trouble. Dave, that's troubling. That's
I
really...
had a good one, honey.
That's troubling. Kids...
She says, Dave, please, she needs nourishment. She's developing red lesions on her face.
I did see. Is that what it is? Because I saw the back of her scalp is very dry. Is that malnourishment?
Yeah, it looks like she's been dunked into some cake batter.
Yeah, that's not. But it won't come off because it's her skin.
No.
It's her flesh.
Well, no, that's
Kids
a
are
different
supposed to
issue.
be. Kids are supposed to be gaining weight.
Yeah.
At a very rapid rate.
Not mine.
Rapid rate at that age.
Listen, I don't want no fatso in my family.
No, it's not going to be
Period.
a fatso. It'll be like a regular sized child.
I hear who you work for.
Yeah.
6 to noon every day. Do you think I want my daughter to be a target of that program?
Well, no, but I'm assuming you know how great. Opie's in great shape.
He's in excellent shape. In
He
fact,
probably-
in fact, we're going to be working out next Sunday.
No, you're not.
If my delusions,
Yeah,
actually
that's something you just
happen.
made up.
Yeah, it is.
But,
that's my dream.
Opie probably gained weight very quickly when he was a child, when he was an infant.
Doubtful. See how svelte he is?
That's why he's that
Trust
svelte.
me, I was checking him out. I mean, I'm very straight, obviously, but I was
Well,
checking him out.
That's not obvious. But
By the way, about that hand job, I just rethought my price. I'll give it to you for $6 right now.
no, because you could just stop pouring out your milk for 1 week and
I
save
want
that money.
pretzel. I want pretzel on the street.
And you do it for a pretzel.
Yeah, I want
You would
pretzel
do it
and
for a
7-Up.
pretzel.
I want pretzel and 7-Up.
But you'd need a 2-liter 7-Up, and then you'd pour out all but 20 ounces of it.
Sam, how much weight can a baby possibly gain?
A lot. I mean, tens of pounds.
It's like she keeps eating and gaining weight. Why
Well,
not
she's
just,
not eating enough. You're spending all the money on milk that you're pouring out. And booze.
Why not just plateau? Why not just, okay, stay there?
No, you do that. You should do that when you're 30.
I go to her, I go, hey, listen, there's a show on NBC, Biggest Gainers, or Biggest Loser.
Mm-hmm.
I go, maybe you should check out this show, Juliana. You know what she says back to me?
Right, because she's just a baby. She can't speak. She can't.
I go, if you're not even going to form a fucking sentence.
She can't yet, Dave.
I'm leaving here.
And she's malnourished. You know how many...
And that's a problem when I threaten to leave, when I sometimes leave.
Yeah.
Because Casey sometimes has also left the house.
All right, yeah, Casey's gone.
Casey goes shopping.
For the baby.
Yeah, she goes shopping for the baby, and I have alone time with my child.
But you get upset and leave.
I go upset, and I go, if you keep that, I'm out of here. And,
No.
and then her response is, I go, see you later.
Right, and you just leave.
See ya.
Now, this is not just excuse. All right, you don't actually have to leave. It's not just an excuse to visit a local tavern or watering hole, is it?
Not anymore, pal. Boy, do I miss Brooklyn.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember your drunken dog walk phone calls. I miss those too.
That was a good...
It was a good era.
Those were good times.
It was a good era.
Those were good times.
You know who lives next door to me? I know who lives near you, yes. Mr. Buscemi. I know that. I know Steve Buscemi.
Mr. Stephen Buscemi, Mr. Paul Giamatti lived in my neighborhood, and the guy who is blown up into a superstar, Mr. Heath Ledger, also lived. And
He's dead. Writing that down.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
So I'm going to cross off Mr. Ledger.
He's gone.
So, Mr. Giamatti's and Buscemi's, I hope you don't get the David Eastside Brooklyn curse. I just reverted back to my 90.5 days.
I like David Eastside better. I never understood. It didn't make any sense to me.
Eastside Dave was, I hail from Spring Lake, New Jersey.
No, I get Eastside Dave, but why David Eastside?
Why David Eastside? Good question, Sam. Well, I used to call up, and I used to be Eastside Dave, on the Ron Fez program, for instance, and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And then when I got a job, an actual job in radio, at 90.5 the night, I decided to invert the name, sort of a la when the Pixies, he was Frank Black. Mm-hmm. When he left the Pixies, he became Black Francis.
I know, but a lot of people knew of him. That's the difference.
And what are you saying about me?
Nobody knows who David Eastside is, and very few people know who Eastside Dave is.
Well, very few people?
Very few.
Okay, pal, listen, don't get upset. Is this because I made some remarks?
No, I'm just saying. You do a poll. Hey, you know Eastside Dave? No? Who's that?
Well, where are you going to conduct this poll?
New York City.
Let's conduct it. Let's conduct this poll for the live show.
All right.
We'll get one of the guys on it.
We'll do it. We'll get an intern,
and
he'll go down.
Me or you.
Yeah.
Because we actually don't technically have interns on the show.
No. But we
don't want any.
No. Interns, what do they do?
We can do everything ourselves, for crying out loud.
So somebody's going to go down with a phone and just go up to people on the street and say, hey, you know Eastside Dave?
Yeah.
And they'll say no.
All right. I'm writing this one down,
Write
Sam.
it down.
I have a lot of ideas in this book. And folks, guess what? You're going to be getting these ideas week from today, December 20th, 9 to midnight, XM 202, Sirius 197. You're going to get these ideas in my notebook.
Right.
I promise at least one new character.
So there are
on special delivery.
There are some ideas for the December 20th show?
For the Christmas Quani.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not we're dropping that name. I'm not.
I liked it.
Okay, because I was thinking Hanukkah Christmas Quananza.
Hanukkah Christmas Quananza.
Pepper Hicks, where are you with Hanukkah Christmas Quananza?
Oh, it sounds great.
Okay.
I'd like to offer my vote, being that this is my show.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? Maybe use some of those notebooks, the ideas in your notebook for today's show too. Instead of just, kind of grasping at flies, just kind of reaching out in the air, hoping something grabs you. Hey, what if we do peanut butter sandwich talk?
That's legit stuff right there.
No, I know it's legit. We're really digging deep into our souls.
All right. I have a legit question.
What's that?
Sam.
Ask it to me, because I got to know.
Sam,
I got to give you the answer.
You know I love pornography.
Yeah.
Love it to death.
Yeah.
In fact, we talked about this the last time. Don't worry, folks. This is a different question.
Mm-hmm.
Today's question regarding porn is...
Well, porno question of the day.
Porno question of the day.
If you could come up with something, I'll get a sounder ready, and we might have our first bit.
Okay. So now I have to do more writing. Could you talk into the microphone for a little
Pepper,
bit?
put that one on the board. That's a Sam idea. Porno question of the day.
Wait. What is this?
Porno question of the day with Eastside Dave.
Porno question of the... what board? And we're keeping score?
Pepper and me have a board we put together.
Dry erase.
Yeah.
And why can't I see this board? Why am I not involved in the board? I want to see the board. Where's the board?
Dave, you're kind of here for the on-air portion of the show.
Who has this board?
It's at my place.
Yeah. Pepper and
I see. And so you guys hang out now? Is
Well,
that the case, Sam?
Somebody's got to have a pre-show
Huh?
meeting. Somebody's got to get the ideas together.
I don't listen.
You think that Cheers song just came on with magic? It was very well choreographed. Way to go, Pepper, on that one, by the way, that just as we discussed.
Where was Coach Ernie Pantuzzo supposed to be from? And speaking of Cheers.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck town was he? Anyway, from the porn question.
Yeah. So
Okay.
today's Eastside Dave porno question of the day. All right, Twitchels, what is it?
That was Twitchels. That was like a...
Twitchels,
It
go
was
ahead.
supposed to be... Twitchels?
That's what it sounded like.
Okay. Well, that guy's, he's fucked up. Okay, Sam. When watching porn, all right, how much of your attention goes to watching the guy?
I would
Yeah.
probably, well, since I am a person, I'm a guy,
Yeah.
but I'm attracted to women.
Right.
I would say, you want a number?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
a percentage?
Yeah, I'd like a percentage number.
Out of 100%, I
Right.
guess
I have 100.
3?
3%.
Yeah, I guess 3%. I mean, it's nice to know that there's a guy there, that the woman's not by herself.
Okay, this is just hootenanny speak.
Yeah, so I guess 3%.
3%.
P. Hickety, do you have a number?
I just watch lesbian porn at this point.
Right, so 0% for P. Hickety. It's just
All right.
lesbo
well,
porn.
look, I guess we can recall this special dishonesty.
Why is
Because you
that?
guys are fucking just lying.
I changed it to 3%. That's, I mean...
Okay, my percentage is a minimum of 45%.
What?
Every time. Minimum. Minimum, buddy boy. Minimum.
That's dangerously close to focusing more time on the guy.
It's very close.
And that means, since you said minimum 45%, it has gone higher than that, and there have been occasions where you've looked at guys more than you have.
Yes, I'm going to admit. Listen, if a gentleman, okay, has a particularly good style or stroke going down or whatever, it works. And so not only does it work as like a pointer, like it's an instructional thing,
Yeah.
but I guess the females would say it makes me wet. I guess I would say that too.
It makes you wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's,
I think it's important to just be honest with those things. Plus, I'm going to go into Pepper's thing about lesbian porn. I cannot, I can maybe get erect, but I cannot
Climax,
finish. I
yeah.
cannot finish anymore with lesbian porn. And oftentimes I can't even get erect. Like, I do definitely need a cock
a dick.
in there.
What
Yeah.
type of guy do you like in a porn?
Okay,
I mean, you
it's
spend
good
this
that
much
you
time.
asked. It's good that you asked. I don't like the non-circumcised. What's the word?
Non-circumcised.
I don't like non-circumcised penises.
Okay.
Okay, those trouble me tremendously.
And do you have like an ethnicity of choice?
Yes, I do, Sam. I like a Middle Eastern gentleman because
What? Wait. Okay, you like a Middle Eastern,
yeah.
uncircumcised.
No. If my dream combo, if the
No, don't worry about the combo. Do the dream guy. Who's your dream guy?
all right, my dream combo is a Middle Eastern guy with a circumcised penis.
Oh, that's
With
the.
the
Oh, I'm sorry.
circumcised.
I cut you off too quickly.
Yeah.
So by combo, you meant guy and his dick.
Yeah. The because I don't like the circumcised, but I will be willing to. I'll be willing to take that if I can watch a Middle Eastern man go because they are excellent
At sex.
at sex.
What makes them so good, Dave?
We have okay. You wanna know, and you'll get the info.
I do.
They're Black Bush for starters.
What? Is that So they're the male pubic hair?
I noticed that they're really good at, like, the aggression. Like, they really know how to pound.
Okay.
And that's something that I like. I don't like any soft, don't romantic type deal. I mean, it's porn, so you rarely get that.
Yeah.
But still, I don't like a guy who's not, I like it when they go fast, basically, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Also, with the Middle Eastern men, they tend to strangle and spit on the women more. Shove their hands down the women's throats.
So you got this song on. What I want you to do is picture yourself. You're a girl, all right?
Yeah.
And who's your dream guy? What's he doing to you right now?
Okay, Sam.
No, just do it in your voice. You don't need a funny voice. What's he doing to you right now?
All right. Well, right now, he's diddling my pussy.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah. And I'm starting to get wet, as I said before.
You like that, huh?
But he hasn't taken my panties down yet.
What's he look like?
He's got a big mustache.
Yeah?
He sort of looks like a thinner Super Mario. A lot of the Middle Eastern guys look like a thinner Super Mario. Actually, there already was one. That was Luigi.
And what does he look like?
By the way, that was Super Mario's brother.
All right. What does he look like?
Well, nice black hair, and a nice black mustache. And here's also what I like. Stubble. Black stubble.
Black stubble.
Not a beard.
No. What's he? Is he?
You know why not a beard?
Why?
Looks a little Jewy.
Okay. You don't like a Jewish guy.
Hasidic.
Does he have a shirt on?
He has a golf shirt on.
Is it unbuttoned?
And he has some gold chains all around.
Chest hair?
But you know what? He's just taking it off. And now he's reaching. He's been diddling her a little bit. Now
no, who's not her. You're the girl.
He's been diddling me. And now he takes my panties down.
Yep.
And he puts his fingers in my pussy.
Just say inside you. Don't say.
Okay.
Don't say the part.
He puts his one finger in me, and I say, "Can you fill me up more?" So he does the index and the middle.
What's his name?
And I say, "What?"
What's his name?
Jacob.
What are you saying to Jacob?
Not very Middle Eastern name.
It's all right. What are you saying to Jacob? It's one of those fake names that Middle Eastern guys take.
I say this. I say, "Just 2 fingers." I told you to fucking fill me up, Jake. So then he shoves his ring finger and his pinky. And he's got 4 fingers in me.
He's got 4 fingers in you. And what do you sound like?
Me?
Yeah, what are you sounding like?
Ah! Ow! You know why?
Uh-huh.
He didn't cut his nails.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's all right.
And then, okay, so now he's taking off his pants, though.
Yeah. So he takes his pants off.
Mm-hmm. What's he look
and
like?
Exposes that big, beautiful Middle Eastern cock.
Is he circumcised?
He is, because he's my dream.
He is circumcised.
He's my dream baby. And I say, let me see it. And I put it in my mouth. And it tastes a little bit like matzo.
Yeah.
And cheese.
And what do you have in your mouth right now? Jacob's
dick. And it tastes like cheese and a little matzo ball. And a little bit of tomato sauce, but I might be saying that because I'm hungry right now, Sam, because he didn't give me a peanut butter sandwich.
And what's Jacob doing now?
Anyway, and so Jacob right now is taking his hand out of me.
Right.
Has it on the top of my head, and he's making me go down on him hard. Making me go down on him hard.
Choking on it.
I can only fit so much, Jacob.
And what are you choking on?
Your cock, Jacob. I can only fit so much.
And this is your dream situation.
If I was a woman, Sam.
Of course.
If I was in pornography, Sam.
Right.
But it's not my dream, not Eastside Dave's dream.
Because when you're watching porn...
Jesus Christ.
When you're watching porn, you focus at least 45% of your attention on the guy.
Minimum.
And your dream guy happens to be...
Middle Eastern.
A Middle Eastern guy with a big penis whose name is Jacob with a hairy chest.
Who's been circumcised. Yes, hair. The more the hair, the better. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Now,
Because
in your fantasy...
you know that they're more manly that way.
In your fantasy, I don't know if you got lost or something, but I think you... Did you say he was circumcised or he wasn't?
He was. He was.
He was
That's my
circumcised,
dream. It's the
okay.
Middle Eastern combined with the circumcised penis.
Okay. Now, do you think that is kind of verging on a bit gay?
How so? Wait. Am I not fantasizing about a heterosexual sex scene?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have faith in
Case
that.
closed.
I don't have faith that you're doing that. What's your stance on gay marriage?
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very much for it.
What about gay adoption?
I'm fine with that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if me and you wanted to do something, later.
I'm all right. But and you, is there
very straight? I have a child.
No, I know, and there's no a gay gene doesn't run in your family, right?
Well, my brother's gay, but I don't understand.
He's not. Well, he's not gay. Well, he has a job and everything. What is he?
He's gay. He's gay. Yeah, he's a writer and he's gay. And actually, I had
he writes. What does he write for? He writes for a newspaper, right?
He has a blog on the internet called Queer Town.
Oh, right. Okay. Well,
and we have a gay cousin too.
And you are
very straight. Very straight.
Are you questioning it at least?
No, I'm not questioning it. I can't. If you showed me a gay porn, and that's cool. I mean, everyone's allowed to have their porn. I would not be able to achieve an erection.
But do you think?
I mean, after 15, 20 minutes, I probably could achieve an erection. But
if you were watching gay
right
porn, watching gay porn, and you just focused on one of the two guys. Could you get it? Could you get up?
I could probably get a raging hard on if that's what you're asking me. But
just focusing on one guy.
But I would be pretending that there was a woman in the room.
Well, there's got to be some kind of thing going on.
See, here's the thing.
There could be a plant in the room too.
I'm so heterosexual that I get turned on by heterosexual organs touching each other.
No, you're beyond heterosexual. You're so heterosexual that you like to look at men naked.
No, I gave you a 45% minimum statistic.
Minimum.
Okay, well,
where's the max?
70, 85%.
85. That was 70. No, 85%.
Peter North. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's doing. What do you want me to fucking say? Mm-hmm. Let's not talk about men.
But how do you think he would taste?
Sweet as candy, baby.
Okay. All right. Well, we've established that then.
Now, that's the porn of the day question.
Right. And
invented by Eastside Dave. And
next week, we'll be able to come up with a live porno question of the day with Eastside Dave that we'll take your calls on.
Yeah. Or we'll just repeat the question from the first show.
Maybe we will.
Thought about that.
Yeah, because I'm going to assume that situation is going to need to be recapped.
Well, because I really would like an answer to that question, and I think the listeners, which basically was, here, folks, call up, because what was happening was I was looking at a Hustler on my bus home, telling Sam about it, and basically wondering, is it illegal? Not is it morally correct or whatnot, because I'm not stupid enough to think that it's morally cool. I'm a degenerate. I'm a bit of a scumbag. So I know it's not morally correct. What I'm saying is it legal? Can I legally look at a Hustler in a public transportation situation? Because that's what I was doing. And I think one dude saw me and was like, he was just giving me the eye holes. But I was like, listen, I'm within my rights. It's a magazine. I'm not having sex. I'm not jerking off. So call up Sam and Dave special delivery.
Well, all right, you're setting up phones for next week. It doesn't work. It does
call
not.
up next week. Put this on the back burner.
Now, I was just doing a little math. My problem here, and maybe I should think twice about who I'm doing a show with, because
great.
With me and Pepper, the average amount of time we spend looking at guys in porn is 1.5%.
Right.
So if it were just me and Pepper in the room, the average in the room would be 1.5. I'm going to factor in your 85%.
Right.
And we're now up to 29.3%, which, Pepper, are you comfortable with?
That's terribly gay.
Yeah, you're
No, it isn't.
Because that means me and Pepper are at 29.3%.
Pepper is just temporarily running a board. Mm-hmm. Pepper is I mean, I love Pepper.
No, but all right, well, if
Pepper and I went to the...
if Pepper's not in the equation, then we're up to 44% apiece, me and you. And I can't go from 3 to 44.
Just deal with it, pal. Listen, it's a big world. It's a broad world, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, broads, yeah. That's what I'm interested in.
Did you see a picture of my child?
I saw the child here. I've met the child.
Can I say, speaking of my child, I have the new Guitar Hero World Tour.
Oh, lucky you. I was just thinking, so tell us again about how poor you are.
All these things are bought for me. That's
By
what
who?
you don't understand. I'm not going to divulge that information.
Okay.
So, anywho, with
for the
Wii, yeah.
Right.
So, I'm singing to the Allman Brothers, "Rambling Man," and I noticed that my little daughter is like, "Yay!" And so I give her the microphone, and she literally holds it and starts singing to it. And it's on. I recorded it for posterity on YouTube.
Wow.
Check out Juliana versus Guitar Hero or Juliana versus Microphone or something.
Why don't you just look for you have an Eastside Dave YouTube name? That
No,
people? No.
I don't
Why
have
would you have
accounts.
done
I have
that?
an AOL account.
What's
Would
your
you like to email
AOL?
me?
Yeah. What's your?
I'll give it out right now.
You want people to email you?
Sure.
All right.
Didvod@AOL.com. Good luck, assholes.
Why is
Good luck.
Why is that good luck? It's so easy to email you.
Try it. Try to email me.
I'm going to email you right now.
Yeah? Let's see you.
Okay. We're pulling up AOL.com.
I'll go to the computer over here and just to see.
Okay. Pulling up an email window.
All right.
Did VOD
Let's see.
at AOL.com.
Checking my inbox and nothing yet.
Subject is Dave.
Subject Dave, nothing yet.
You're a moron.
Okay.
And
something.
Click
nothing.
send. Check your email.
Let me see right now. Oh, wait, something just came, Sam.
Well, who's it from?
It's from Sam.
Okay.
Not Sam, it says. I don't know who that is. Not Sam.
That would be my screen name on various.
But why would that be? But you are Sam.
Right. It's one of those mysteries maybe we'll get into one day.
Okay, but this email says not Sam.
Right. Well, check the real name. You know how
I'll open it, though.
Yeah. What does that say? The subject is Dave,
And
right?
it says you're a moron.
Okay. See?
All right. Well.
See how easy that was for me to do?
I guess people can email me. Well, listen, not everyone's as tech savvy as my brilliant partner, Sam Roberts.
Yeah, but most people are tech savvy. My mom sends emails.
Really?
Yep.
All how does she send them?
Computer.
In a manila envelope.
No,
and stuff.
that's snail mail. That's just
Right.
mail.
'Cause
Email.
that's the emails that I like to send.
No, that's just mail.
I like to put like a little birthday card in there and just send it to someone and say, "Here's my email."
No, that's just mail. Are you kidding me?
Don't shit me, Pepper. Are we done with this already?
Jeez, I thought we were going to have to start stretching after this.
This, by the way, just my personal opinion, this was the best one yet.
Where are you at with this one, P. Hickety?
Oh, top notch.
All right.
A lot of enthusiasm there, Pat. A lot of bullshit coming from your fucking...
Yeah, we'll talk about this later in the meeting, Pep. Me and you.
Hey, I'm in that meeting, pal.
Yeah, you'll be in the real meeting.
Let me just say this. I love working with you, buddy.
I love working with you, too, and I can't wait to work with you again. Well, first of all, I can't wait to go with you right now to the RonFest.net Christmas party. Where is it?
It's on 2nd Avenue. It's Blondie's. 2nd Avenue between 92nd and 93rd Street.
Also between 22nd and 93rd.
Yeah. And me and you, we're going to have a couple cold ones.
Yep. Cocktails.
By that, for me, Jack and Coke. For you, Sprite.
Sprite.
That's the couple cold ones.
I'm sober now, people.
Yeah.
I'm sober now.
You're off.
Don't tempt me.
You're just like the actual Sam Malone. Both sober. And you both used to be relief pitchers for the Red Sox.
That's true.
A lot of people didn't know that.
But Sam Malone will not be live on XM Satellite Radio and Sirius Satellite Radio next week, Saturday, December 20th, for special delivery with the Sam and Dave Show.
Yes! So we're going to be live, folks. So please listen up. Tune
Special
in.
delivery with Sam and Dave
You're
is
gonna love
finally live for 3 hours long. It'll be much better than this show. So I know what you're thinking. 3 of those hours? No, better. Imagine this hour, but better, and then 3 times.
Hold on. Imagine this hour, but better. That's almost impossible to do. This was so unbelievable.
You're right. You can catch us on MySpace or Facebook. Just search for it. I don't know the thing. We also have an email address. It is either special delivery radio or special delivery show at gmail.com.
And wasn't it also Sam and Dave Show at gmail.com?
Yeah, but I got rid of that when we changed the name.
All right.
This is it.
Peace.